Live from the Icebox Studio in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, it's the Bill and Corey Show.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Corey.
Welcome back. Another live edition Bill and Corey Show.
Yes.
We're getting into holiday season. That's why I got a little Christmas tie thing going on here.
Yes. And we'll
Santa and snowman
try to sell you some stocking stuffers today.
Now, I wish we had a little, I tell you, a lot of stuff you can order, you can get in time for
the holidays.
Christmas. Yeah, we do have some stocking stuffer stuff in here. Wish we had a little camera underneath the desk so you could see my Christmas socks I got on. I'm not limber enough to be able to put my feet up on the table.
You know, I used to be into like fun sock designs until I realized your pants hide them most of the time and they're useless.
I know.
And then I stopped carrying. The only time to wear them are with shorts, and you just look. It's just a bad look.
Yeah, maybe I should start doing it. I don't know if dress code says I can wear shorts in the wintertime here.
I don't want to get into it.
Okay, so we're starting out. Speaking of like Christmas stuff, this is one of our Build-A-Bear questions.
Which I realize this is a recurring segment, isn't it? We do this all the time.
Oh, we love doing this.
We need an opening jingle, something along the lines of like I was thinking of it.
Build-A-Bear,
tell us what to do, and we'll build it for you. Well, it's Build-A-Reg, not Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Reg. Build-A-Reg.
Do they still have Build-A-Bears?
Yeah, they do. I actually Googled it last night because I was curious. If they still let you build it for your... Because the question was, do they let you still build it for the cost of your age? And I think it's your age plus $10 now, like the, you know.
Oh, geez. Like the dollar store. Okay, for years, we have in use that would be us, our Flash Arrestor model 6103A.
They need to give it back because we need it.
No. Post a two-stage regulator. That would be after a two-stage regulator. It's really kind of a whatever.
Post, not pre.
Connected to a 300 cubic foot bottle. That would be a cylinder.
That's huge. 300 cubic feet.
It holds 300 cubic feet of gas.
Oh, okay.
Some gas companies would call that a size 300. Ours is like one something, some letter designation.
Wait, there's not an industry standard for cylinders?
No, heck no.
What?
No, for calling them.
Oh, for calling them.
Calling them.
Oh, okay.
I still call them 300s. In 30 years, I'm still going to call them.
I mean, it's harder to police what people call them versus how they...
Yeah, it's easy to tell you. It's like it holds about 300 cubic feet, and a 200 holds about
150.
There's a 150 AL, and then there's 80 AL. And then there's the barbecues. So, okay.
Anyways.
The unit just supplies methane to our process and is not used with a torch. That's the key thing. I'm questioning whether we really need it for our application. Is there criteria or when to apply a flame arrestor?
I know this answer. If you're worried about flame coming up into your process,
yes. Well,
you should get a flame arrestor.
Some applications, it's like,
I guess this is hard, and I'll get into it because this is always hard as engineers because we don't know your system. We don't have an overview of what you're doing. You're just like, do I need a flame? It's like, it's hard for us to tell you yes or no. We can just tell you what it does.
The placement of, people sometimes ask about placement. I love saying that.
Not on the inlet of the regulator.
You want to put it, you don't want to have anything downstream of it that can't be burned up.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put
that you don't care that gets burned up.
Well, yeah. You don't want to put a valve or something after. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
I mean, typically the next stage of this is atmosphere.
Or, well, no, to your process.
To your the process. Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So anyway, so they want to know.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm thinking of the torch. I'm thinking of a torch.
So our thing in our catalog says it's used in systems where you want to protect your upstream equipment from backward progression of a flame. So it's just basic on that. So this is it's got a lot of neat features to it.
And why this is our Build-A-Reg segment is because they wanted us to put it right on the regulator.
Yeah, so we got, and there's different things you can actually, this is hand tight in there. It's not a real regulator.
I'm just going to bring this up just to remind us so we don't move on from this question before talking about this guy.
We got all sorts of things you can put on here. We got a little quick connect too. I think these are kind of neat. We got a little, some people buy these with like little quick connects. It's kind of fun because
so it connects quickly.
It connects quickly and it pops out.
And
so
I'm
you want to be careful.
I mean, I'm going to use that in a movie. You know,
That's kind of fun. So, don't do that.
okay, don't go get it. Do I need to go get it or just
no,
leave it there?
just leave it.
Okay,
It's just
we'll get it afterwards.
so
We're not
anyways, you
gonna
can
leave it
build, you know, I just grabbed some random parts. There was nothing. Oh, I guess you could do a.
Oh yeah, but
You'd
then you're
probably
gonna
use
need.
a male
And as you
elbow.
can see, this is a female. This
Oh,
is
you
a
could put
female,
this
so you
in
need a
here.
fitting in here. Yeah.
Make sure you get the arrow in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
The arrow, you want to go with the direction of the flow, because if you put it the other way,
and it
there's
has
a check
an
valve.
arrow etched in here. There it is, right there. Don't zoom in; you can't see it. But you put a label on there, and a label will have in there. This looks like a nipple, but it's really a relief valve. So I'm just using it as a nipple. So.
Well, you could have just had everybody believe it was a nipple and not ruin the.
So yeah, and then if you want it, well, this is a excess flow valve. You wouldn't want to put it on the outlet.
No, you want to put it in.
Burn.
Yeah. Unless you don't care if it burns.
Oh,
I mean, maybe they're like, we got too many of these. We got to get rid of a few.
So other things we put on, you got an excess flow switch.
Yeah, and the reason why is because I feel like this is the first time we were asked to put a flash arrestor right on the end of a regulator. That's why this one's. I mean, I don't remember it in my years of doing this.
Question: we've done it.
I'm sure we have.
Oh, you probably haven't done it.
But it's been a while, you know. So that's not something that happens.
Most people
that
just
often.
do it themselves.
Yeah.
You want to have it, like you
But
said.
we're more than happy to do the work for you.
So you want to probably have it. You can put it anywhere in your system, but
Mm-hmm.
but keep in mind that downstream's going to burn.
Well, you can't put it here because it doesn't not rated
No, it's
for
not
that.
going to work. It's not rated for that.
It's not rated
But
for that.
you want to put up the first graphic, please? Ta-da!
There we go. Yeah.
So it depends on your gas. So if you're using methane, it's only good to 50 psi.
I mean, it's not gonna. If you go above 50, it's not gonna like explode or anything. But
No,
it won't.
it's just-
It won't arrest the. It won't arrest the
it's
flame
gonna
like it should.
burn up.
It will not be a good police
It's
officer.
not going to work. If you say, oh, it's 50, but 100 will be okay. No, it's not. These are tested and all sorts certified stuff.
And I'm sure maybe 51 works, but you just don't want to.
No, you don't. Just keep it at 50. Keep it below 50. Don't try to.
Well, no, I
explain.
always joke about how these things always become nice round numbers. You know, got a 5, a 0.
It's something. 143. Look at that.
I know. I skipped that one because it didn't fit my point.
That doesn't fit the narrative.
not help
You want
me.
to take the graphic down. I'm tired of looking at it. So yeah.
So and another question we actually got this week. So we have a regulator on clearance, and this one's fascinating. It is a regulator with no knob and no gauge ports. But it has an interstage port. I found that interesting. So a customer wanted to buy this and put gauge ports on it, even though you can't.
No,
so
they wanted gauges.
They wanted gauges on it. I'm sorry, they wanted not gauge ports. You're right. They wanted gauges on it. I'm like, well, it doesn't have gauge ports. But if you want to build a Barrett, you could. Well, this one wouldn't female to female wouldn't work. That's okay. It's just for, you know. Well, no, we got to show them with the front, you know.
Yeah,
you could put a gauge on this in the inlet, and you could put a gauge on this in the outlet if you really wanted a, you know.
If you had a T and stuff.
You know, you had a T and stuff, so that could do it. But it's interesting. Bill and I were trying to figure out the reason why we had this regulator. We do not know why a no gauge
It was
regulator
bought a while ago. We
exists.
got a bunch of them. So if you want to,
Yeah, if you don't care what your pressure, no, you can't adjust it. You can't see what the flow is.
that's easy to adjust.
I know. I'm joking, obviously.
Right.
But
you don't care about the pressure.
But you don't care about that. This is your regulator.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, to max 100. That one. You know.
Yeah. Next question.
These are stocking stuffers. Look at these.
That fits great in the big stocking.
Straight
It'll
down
fit
in.
right in there. I'd say go with a utility valve. Utility valve isn't as deep.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that's you want to zoom in? So yeah, for stocking stuffer stuff, utility valve's shorter than the HA valve.
And it's cheaper. So
you
you don't want to spend too much on stocking stuff.
less expensive.
Less expensive. Sorry. Cheaper means
Okay.
it's less.
Hello. There we go. Sorry.
We have to go back to the question.
I have a question about rotometers for airflow. We have an FM 1050 model housing. That's one of these.
The black
and one of those.
stuff.
And tube number 605/E800 installed in a piece of equipment that got damaged and needs replacement. I don't know if, I guess it's the rotometer got damaged, not the equipment. This equipment was previously operating to hold a stainless steel ball, really cool float, at the 100 scale reading.
What's the part number again for those in our system?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I just
at 130 scale reading. So these are 150 millimeter scales, and we'll get to that. So probably somewhere around 59 liters a minute, depending on the input pressure, However, the page for this item, and it shows some online store stuff, indicates the max flow is 44 standard liters a minute, which would be around 100 on the tube. However, the PDF for 20 psi in air goes up to a rate of 70 liters a minute. It's going to take our whole question. I'm probably missing something here, but is there a way to exceed 44 liters a minute with the FM10 Mini?
I know exactly what he's talking about,
Yes,
and I'm
we do.
confused. And I'm confused.
Oh, I know it. We're going to put up the first graphic. So this is what you saw on our online store. This is the flow tube capacity. This is a chart, so it's trying to size up.
Okay, to be around 100 on the 100%
So if you
on
look
the
at
two
that
scale.
air, if you look at the E800, is 2.4 to 44.
Well, I was confused because I'm like, it should be 150 on the scale. That's why I was confused about that question.
Yeah, so we showed the length. This is so you can size up which tube you want. And it has a little footnote, and I made it bigger. All flow rates are at 70 F and 14.7 PSIA, which is atmospheric pressure. So that's, just if you're flowing at atmospheric pressure, that's the flow rate you get. Okay, you want
At sea level.
Okay, now you want to go back to the, we won't get to that. So this is, actually it's upside down. So I guess they have it pressurized, and what's important is we have different charts, and it's the pressures for the pressure in the tube.
Yes.
So if you have the valve on the outlet, you can put a gauge on the
yeah.
inlet, and you can get an accurate reading of the pressure. You stick it on the outlet, and then you're going to have variable, it's just not, it's hard to control the pressure, see
And
the
the flow.
pressure, and so.
One's going to change in order to a tube in order to
anyways,
compensate
you
for
stick
the
it
other
on the
change.
outlet. These are 150. So you want to show, we'll show the different charts here.
Yeah.
So this one, sorry I didn't zoom in there. This is the units.
So these charts are on. These charts are where?
Online store. Actually, it's links to the corporate website.
Oh, there's
but
links
you
to
can
the
find
corporate
you can get a link to them in the online store.
But yeah, we have this information.
But it's a stainless steel float. Pressure in the tube, 0 psi. You can see down there. It says like 38 liters a minute at 130, and the top says 45. So 44 is close enough. And you want to go to the next one. This one's different kind of style chart. It says pressure in the tube, 20 psi, stainless steel float, liters per minute of air, and at 130 it's 59-ish. So it is more, and the top range is close to 80. And why is that? That's because it's a higher pressure, and again, you want to
So essentially it's back pressure.
turn off the.
So you have to flow more this way in order to compensate for the.
Well, with the pressure, the gas is, there's different factors that affect the flow, or the flow readings. Part of it is density, so you get different, so helium,
Density
you're going to
is
get more.
smart.
Yeah, no, it's just, you're going to be able to get more helium through than something like argon, which is heavy.
Or silicone.
So the other thing is pressure. So higher pressure, the gas is compressed. So you're going to get a higher flow rate. And really what's happening here is you're balancing, it's a balancing act between, the way the tube is, the force, it's a force balance. So it's the weight of the float.
Just like the Jedi.
Yeah, boy, this is going down here real fast. So there's a balancing factor going on there. And so the pressure, you're going to have more gas compressed in there. That's why. You could also have viscosity can play a difference in there too. Some gases have different viscosity, so it could affect that.
Temperature.
And then temperature too. That's kind of like a minor one because it's usually not a big deal. But it's like ideal gas law stuff. So the temperature does take into effect.
What about gravity? Does it affect it? Like the
Well, yeah,
ball?
it's funny you bring that up. We did sell one of these that went into space. The space.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like.
Oh, wow. So that was a dumb but smart question at the same
Well,
time.
I think what they did was set the flow rate on the ground with the valve and lock the valve. And then you say, on the ground, you go, okay, it's at 130 millimeter or whatever you're getting, cubic foot a minute of gas. And then when you get it up
to space.
to space, the gravity's not helping you. But you've got the valves already set. I assume that's what they did. If they didn't do it that way, they screwed up their experiment.
Well, I mean, the ball would be like, what's the ball doing?
It's just doing whatever it wants to do. So, Yeah. Yeah, so we chewed up our whole time frame.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. This other one's on, whatever. So we're going to talk about nanochem stuff.
Yeah, and nanochem stuff's good because it's kind of...
We'll cover that some other time.
Yeah, and been newly under our purview a little bit.
Okay. So that's all the questions we're going to cover this week. We don't want to keep you here all day. We don't mind doing that.
We don't want to keep you napping. We want you to wake up after.
Yeah, you wake up. Go freshen your coffee.
Ooh, I'm going to get one of those.
Tune in again next week for another live edition of the Bill and Corey Show.
Set your VCRs.